Monday's video was 7 minutes long and I feel like this video is about to come with 7 disclaimers. Anyway, hi! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Liv. I'm an independent author and my current work in progress is a sorority romance with an autistic protagonist slash main character, and with an estimated release date of mid 2026. I'm sorry, I just got home from work. My brain is soup. But yeah, I just got home from work because I didn't end up having enough battery to film another video on Saturday. And this is quite literally the only other time I have this week to do it. It's Monday. Hi. So I'm also not wearing makeup because I'm just like, it is 8 p.m. and I did not have the energy to put on makeup for all of like, what, an hour before I wash it off and go to bed. Next week I might just not post a video because next week and the week after I'm just gonna be like, I can't think of a time I would have to film one. So I'll see what I can do, but if you don't see my face for a couple weeks, then I mean, I've disappeared for longer, so I'm sure y'all will be fine. Yes, obviously you saw the title, you didn't click on this for my 7 disclaimers about this video. You clicked on this because you are interested in the soundtrack to Lost and Found, which, if you missed my last video, is the official government name for Violet's novel. As I've been referring to it on this channel for like, what, months now. So yeah, I can't go through the whole playlist because there are some spoilers on it, so this is going to be the no spoilers version, and then I'll break down the with spoilers version after the book comes out, like I do with the 5 fun facts. But I'm not going to do the 5 fun facts without spoilers until I have the copy edited version back, just because I want to make absolutely sure I'm not changing anything else. So, all of that said, let's I don't have the playlist public yet. It's still only visible to me in Apple Music right now. And then I'm gonna try to have it available in both Apple Music and Spotify. Since I have Apple Music now, we'll see how much fun it is making a playlist with free Spotify, because I haven't tried to do that before. But I will make the playlist public closer to the release date, so probably like maybe like a month before, or like when the pre-order goes up. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to talk about songs that inspired certain scenes or that gave me inspiration to write. And I'm just going to go through the ones that don't have spoilers because, yeah, obviously the book's not out yet, so why would I spoil it for you? All right, so there's 2 ways we can do this. I could just, they're alphabetical now, or I could just shuffle it. For obvious copyright reasons, I'm not gonna play the songs in the background. Y'all know how to look up songs. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna shuffle them. All right. So first that comes up is Treacherous, Taylor's version by Taylor Swift. I will say when I originally made the playlist, it was not Taylor's version because that didn't exist yet. But then I pulled these from like my official writing playlist. I just separated them out to like the ones that are for Violet's story and for the first book, if that makes sense. But yeah, so Treacherous, Taylor's version, that is definitely a song that reminds me of Violet and her love interest. So that was, yeah, I also love that song so much. It was my surprise song, one of my surprise songs on the Eras tour. So yeah, I was Tampa night 1, I want to say. I don't know, it's all blurred together now. Yeah, I went with my friend who lives in Florida because for Reputation, she came up to me. So it was my turn to go to her for Eras. Anyway, next is Everywhere She Goes by Across the Sky. That, it's from One Tree Hill is where I got it from, but it's just another song that just like makes me think of like the cutesy little romantic friends to lovers scenes. I don't know. Next is No One Is to Blame by Howard Jones. That's one of my favorite 80s songs. But this actually, so this song, I envisioned going with a scene that, this song is, I envision this for a scene that is important not only to Violet, but also like in the background, I guess, background music for a scene that is important to another character in the companion novel. So I won't spoil that part too much, but I will say for the scene that this goes with, I couldn't quote it, but it's there's a part where Violet's ex, Corinne, she posts an Instagram picture and the caption was supposed to be the lyrics to this song, but I had to like change it to something that was a little bit more generic just for copyright reasons, because I don't have the kind of money to pay for a song, to pay to put song lyrics in a book. So, but yeah, when you get to that scene, you'll know that's the song that I kind of imagined playing. But yeah, it's a really good song. I really like it. Maybe I'm Amazed by Jem. That is from the OC. Or it's a cover by Jem. It's from the OC, which I spent a lot of time watching on Hulu when I was writing the first iteration of this novel in my dorm. And I don't know, I just love that cover so much. And I wanted to kind of like use it, not as I like it. It was like one of those songs that just made me like think about happy scenes between Violet and her love interest. Next is Liability by Lorde. A little less happy, but this is one of the songs that I feel like I really related to. It's just a song that like really reflects part of the autistic experience that I wanted to convey in Violet's character, which is just like feeling like you're always somehow too much and never enough for the people that you care about. And that like eventually everyone you love is gonna be like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. That got really dark really fast, but that's just one of like those, like, I imagined it for like a moment that she has that's like just kind of like feeling everything all at once. Moving right back on to happy songs, the next one that came up in my shuffle is Drama Queen from Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. I love that song so much. I listened to it a lot at the end of my first semester at UD, just because it was one of those moments where just you look back and you're like, wow, I really did that. Like, I'm really not the same person I used to be. And not to give spoilers or anything, but I wanted Violet to have a similar experience to that. So not to like spoil what happens exactly, but that is a song that I pictured her relating to. Next we got Dress by Taylor Swift, a little spicy. I will say there is no spice in this novel. If you're looking for a spicy romance, this one ain't it. I just, you know, there's like tension between the characters, and I thought this song like really like helped me to feel that out while I was writing it. There may or may not be some spice in the third book, which is like the sequel that wraps up both Violet's story and the story in the companion novel. I haven't decided yet if I am gonna put a little bit of spice in that. So like TBD on the spice, but anyway. All right, next is the Expectations Overture by Hayley Kiyoko from her Expectations album. And I just picture this playing in the background of the moment Violet sees her love interest for the first time. It's just such a pretty little melody, and I just love it so much. We have Better Now by Post Malone. That Violet mentions plays in the background of one of the sorority parties she goes to. And she talks a little bit about like, I don't know, like what it makes her think of, and I won't get into that too much, but yep. That one, kind of a spoiler. Overthinking by Reliant K. That's another one that's just like, I don't know, like I felt like I really related to it when I was just like trying to find my way in college and like navigate all these new social situations, and crushes and all that. And so I thought it would be, just like a song that Violet would relate to as well. This Feeling by the Chainsmokers. This is, I have specifically the Young Bombs remix. This is a song that was used, it was one of the songs that was used in the sorority recruitment video that we played, that when I did recruitment from the sisters side. And just, I always think of my sorority when I hear this song, and there was like this moment in the recruitment chapter of the book that I thought like, you know, like this song really fit that moment. I really wanted to quote it, but again, I don't have that kind of money. So just use your imagination, and it is playing in the background of one of the scenes in Recruitment where Violet is kind of having a moment. Can't really say more than that right now. Supercut by Lorde. That is, there's a lot of melodrama on here, by the way, because that's, you know, Violet has like a connection to that album because it's a concert that she went to with her ex. And like, she's like, you know, the songs make me think of her differently now. And so, yeah, Supercut's on there. It's, you know, it's definitely one that hits you right in the feels. Still my favorite Lorde album of all time. Like, I don't think it can be beat. Anyway, that one's kind of a spoiler. All right, Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. This is, okay, like, you know from the, like, description of the book, obviously Violet joins a sorority, okay? This is the song that I imagined kind of like playing in the background when she gets her bid. And it's just like, you know, like things are looking up, things are getting better. And there's a cover of this song that I really like, that there's a moment in the third book that I think is going to parallel really nicely with her accepting her bid, that I just kind of imagined that song, that cover in the background of, if that makes sense. All right, now we got the song that like the title comes from. All right, so this is Lost by Jai Wolf and Chelsea Jade. It's the one where the chorus just says, we're getting lost and found over and over again. And I just, you know, like I said in the last video, this is the song I picture playing when Violet's at the party and she's just like, I have no idea what I'm doing here, where I am across the country from everything I've ever known, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna stop feeling lost. And that's just, you know, like, kind of like the, obviously it's not like the first scene of the whole book, but it's just like kind of like the catalyst scene, I feel like, that kind of like kicks off, you know, her journey, if you will. I'll take you Sweet But Psycho by Ava Max is in here. I can't tell you why, because I feel like it's not like a huge spoiler, but I feel like I can't explain the context without spoiling too much. I don't know. So we're gonna skip that. Hard Feelings by Lorde, because of course there's more melodrama in here. In the scene where Violet kind of like gets into her lore with her ex, this is kind of the song that I imagine playing in the background of that scene. Or the song that I would like listen to while I was writing that scene, you know, or like kind of like help me feel it out, if that makes sense. Yeah. I have So Beautiful by Dashboard Confessional. That's, I don't know, like I this was like on my shower playlist, and I used to like imagine the scene where like it's the end of midnight and Violet's just like, things are looking up for me. And another one of those moments where it's like, things are looking up. The lyrics don't necessarily go with that, but I really liked the just the happy beat of the song, I guess. I don't know. I have Feels Like Home by Chantal you know who I'm talking about. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. That's kind of embarrassing considering how long this song has been out. But yeah, that Violet mentions this song playing in the background of a scene, or like in somebody's car during a scene, and it's just one of those songs that's just like, you know, it really like made me think of these characters and this storyline. So I feel like that's all I can say without spoiling it. I've got 2 Lorde melodrama songs in a row here. The shuffle really didn't shuffle that much. I've got The Louvre and Green Light. So yeah, just Violet spends a lot of time, like a lot of the scenes where Violet talks about her ex, I would listen to melodrama while I was writing them, just because I was like, it's helping me envision what she's feeling, helping like bring those feelings out, you know? Okay, so I have the song Lift It Up by Passion Pit. This song just makes me think of Portland for some reason. I don't know, because it was like, I remember the first time I left Portland out of PDX to go back to California to visit my friends after I moved. This song was kind of trending, and it was like playing on my iPod, what year was that? My iPhone. And it just makes me think of the Portland airport. So it's like, this is like the song that I imagine like playing at the beginning when Violet is at the airport. I don't know. You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift is on here. I actually don't have Taylor's version on here because of all the Taylor's versions that when she got her master's back, I kept most of the Taylor's versions, but the ones that like hit for nostalgia, like ones that I listened to when I was younger, I did go back to the original version. So like Love Story and You Belong With Me, I went back to the originals of those. So I have original You Belong With Me on here. There's like a cute moment where everybody's singing along in the car and this song comes on, and it just fits the mood. I Like Me Better by Lauv. Is that how you pronounce that? This is like, there's the part where they are, they go up to this beach retreat and they're driving home, and this is the song that I imagine playing in the car on the way back. Because like, I know it definitely played either on the way to or from the beach retreat I went on that was not quite the same as the beach retreat that is in the book. Not quite as cool as that one, but it just makes me think of the beach and my sorority, so I don't know. I have The Rush by Dashboard Confessional. This is just a song that feels like fall to me. So in like the scenes where it's like kind of more like fall than summer, I kind of like imagine this song and like Violet walking through campus and the leaves. I don't know. I have Let's Go by Calvin Harris. So back when the novel was like, there was no companion novel, it was like Violet's story and the other characters like just going back and forth point of views. This was the song where all three of their stories connected for the first time, like in that scene, what I was envisioning playing in the background of the scene where their stories all connected for the first time. I have Our House, the cover by Phantom Planet. I know the original is by Crosby, Stills and Nash, and that version I imagined for a scene in the last book, but for the first book I imagined this cover playing in the background when Violet goes to the sorority house for the first time. And I think it just is going to parallel, and like in my head it parallels really nicely with the scene that I imagine the original version of the song with in the last book. I have Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. That's another song that like plays in the car at a moment that like really sets the mood, and just it's just what everybody needed at that time. So I have that on there. And then the last one that I can talk about, I have So It Goes by Taylor Swift, and that's another one that like I imagined it going back and forth between what Violet's doing and what one of the other characters is doing. And for one of the like, I'm not gonna say too much about the scene I'm imagining it for because that is definitely a spoiler, but just like with Violet's scene where I like imagined this playing in the background, there's like a moment where with the lyrics, you did a number on me, but honestly, baby, who's counting? Because if you I forget what video I mentioned it in, but one of Violet's comfort things with her autism is that she likes to count things, and that is how she kind of like self-stimulates. Sometimes it's just by counting things, like for example, like if she's overstimulated in a crowd, she can find like something that she can count. Like there's 1, 2, 3 squirrels there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balloons. I don't know. Just things that are easy to count. And that kind of like is something she does to calm herself down. So that line, honestly, baby, who's counting? I'm just like, that is so Violet and that scene. But anyway, that is all I can go into without giving spoilers. This week's video was originally going to be like a meet the characters kind of thing where I like talked a little bit about characters without giving spoilers. The thing is, I don't know how to do that without giving spoilers, because like, what can I say about the characters that's not gonna spoil things really? Like, and it wasn't, I don't know, I tried to film it, but I was just like, I wasn't feeling it. So I did this instead. So, I don't know, if you have any suggestions for how I could do a meet the characters kind of thing without giving too many spoilers, feel free to let me know. If there's anything else you're interested in, please let me know. Like I said, you probably won't see me next week, maybe not for 2 weeks, TBD. But I do want to make more content that is like interesting to y'all, but I do want to make sure that the content I'm putting out is interesting to y'all. So I might not, I might like take a break from talking about Violet's novel until it's not, why am I still calling it that? I literally uploaded the title today. I might take a break from talking about Lost and Found and University Story, just because like I don't have much more to say about them that I don't have much more to say about the books than I can before I get my copy edits back. So, you know, if that makes sense. My brain is so soup right now. So thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you guys next time I see you guys. Yeah, have a great rest of your day. Have a great, it's probably after Thanksgiving when I upload this, so I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And I will see you whenever I see you next. Yeah, bye.